Early sobriety is not how it is long term. This is the most important thing I want people to know when they first get sober. And in this video, I'm going to explain exactly why early sobriety is different. All of the things that you're going to go through that you're not going to repeat. That's what's different about it. It's a one-off. But what the biggest mistake people make is they think early sobriety is how it's always going to be. And then they sabotage yourself. So I'm going to explain why it's different so you can, and I'm going to explain how people sabotage so you can avoid doing it. Now, when I say early sobriety, it's different for everyone, but let's say it's roughly a year. It's roughly the first year. That's the early sobriety period. I've been sober over 25 years, so I'm in long-term sobriety, and I intend to be sober until the day I die. But early sobriety is roughly this first year. So let me talk about exactly why it's so unique and different and the mistakes to avoid. Now, the first thing is alcohol, if you didn't realize, is catastrophic for your body, for every part of your body. It really is poison. There's a saying that we have that if alcohol was invented today, if someone invented alcohol, it wouldn't be made legal. They wouldn't be able to sell it because it is so bad for your body. But we have this very long historical, cultural relationship with it. I think we've tried banning it. It doesn't work. But I definitely think people need to understand more about really what it does to your whole system. So this is the thing. Depending on how old you are, alcohol really, really affects your brain. It affects your brain chemistry. It affects how your brain functions. Most importantly, it affects how your brain creates feel-good chemicals. So if you imagine we have these receptor sites, so they're like little buckets in our brains where these feel-good chemicals get poured into at the beginning of our day. And there's other things that can trigger it, like exercise, for instance, triggers food, closeness to other people. All of those things can trigger dopamine, basically, feel-good chemicals. So alcohol completely messes with your brain's ability to do all these feel-good chemicals. And also all these little buckets that are there waiting for the feel-good chemicals, they close up because they don't want to have the alcohol version. They want the real version. So they just kind of close for business temporarily. So that's alcohol affects your brain. It affects your gut. It affects every single part of your system. It can impact your sleep, how your hormones function, energy levels, all of that kind of stuff. So first of all, your body needs time to recover. It can take 90 days and beyond for your brain chemistry, the feel-good chemicals, to start operating the way that they should operate. Now, this is a common mistake. It's very likely in those first 3 months, you will experience feeling quite flat and gray and dull. The reason for that is not because sobriety is boring. It's because your brain is not functioning properly with the feel-good chemicals yet. So I've seen this so many times. I mean, I remember feeling like this, even though it was a long time ago. I remember being happy that my anxiety was getting better now that I was sober and my life was a lot calmer. But I remember one Saturday being home alone on a Saturday night and being like, is this it? Right? Is this it? Because this sucks. Like, everyone else my age is out partying and having the best time. And I'm just like watching the TV. That passed. I haven't felt like that for decades. But if you feel like that, please know it's because of brain chemistry and you have to give your brain time to recover. There's 2 things that you can do that will really help this. Number 1 is exercise. Number 2 is connection with other people. Those 2 things trigger feel-good chemicals. So get as much exercise and as much connection with other people as possible, and you'll be healing your brain. So that's the big thing you need to know about early sobriety. It can take a while for energy levels and sleep and your gut and hormones and figuring out, the thing is when we drink and we're hungover, we're kind of masking a lot of stuff that's going on in our body, right? We need to kind of just clear this out so we can just see, is there anything that needs to be treated or addressed or that kind of stuff? So give yourself time for that to happen. So the other thing that's happening alongside this, and this is why early sobriety can be quite a roller coaster, and why I strongly advise that you have a community and a mentor and a program. Don't do this alone. Like, you're making it way harder than it needs to be if you're trying to do this alone. Get a community, a program, and a mentor, because it will make all this so much easier. Because the other thing that's happening in early sobriety is the firsts. You are navigating the world, your life, for the first time as a person who doesn't drink. And I'm going to tell you right out of the gate, it's weird. It's just weird at first. One of the big things that with my clients is the first time they go on vacation sober. They've maybe, they've done a lot of vacations that have had a lot of drinking involved. And part of them still has this mindset that they need alcohol to have fun and relax on vacation. And some of them have this mindset that they're really scared that they'll go on vacation and get triggered and relapse. I'm going to tell you, this happens every single time. My clients who navigate vacations sober for the first time always come back and say what an amazing time they had and how much better it was. It's like they have this, like, they can't believe it. They come back. This is what they tell me. They have an amazing time. Like, they do so much more, but they come back and they feel like they've had a vacation. They've slept, they've relaxed, they've laid in the sun and read books or whatever. And they used to come back from vacation just like hungover and tired because they just drank too much. So there's tons of things you're going to have to navigate for the first time. Birthdays, Christmas, New Year, 3-day weekends, drinks at work, alcohol's everywhere. It's in every single social situation. And it will be weird. It will be weird. I remember, so I stayed out of, like, where alcohol was for several months, as much as I could. Like, I didn't go to bars or clubs or anything like that. I was 27, 28. And I wanted to go dancing. I loved going dancing. And about 11 months sober, I went out with some friends, sober friends, and we went to a bar that had music to dance. And we danced, and it was so weird. It was like, we were all like only a few months sober, and it was so weird. And then we did it again, and then we did it again, and then it became our new normal. So you need to allow time for this adjustment, because it's not just you, it's also other people. It's other people that you know who are used to you drinking, used to you always coming and leading the drinking and being drunk. They need to adjust to this new version of you as well. So just know that everything will be weird, and then it won't. Then it will change. Everybody will get used to it. You will get used to it. When I was in my late 20s and early 30s, I did it like I was out at nightclubs and gigs and parties and music festivals, because that was, I was still young and I wanted to do those things and I had a great time. I don't do that anymore because I'm in my 50s, but you can do everything sober, everything. I've always had a really full social life. I'm always gone to places where there is alcohol. I can't remember the last time I've been anywhere where people have been like drunk. I go to cocktail parties or barbecues or whatever, and people are serving alcohol. It doesn't bother me. I have a great time. You can do that too. So don't make these mistakes in early sobriety. Get a community, a program, and a mentor, which is why I built the Soberful Mastermind. It's exactly what it is. As soon as you join, you will get access to my whole digital library of emotional sobriety tools and skills. So you can start learning those immediately, and then you can start coming to the group calls that we have every single month. There's 2 calls a month where I do coaching, I take questions, I guide you through whatever you're going. Let me just tell you, the best thing about this program is you only join once and pay once. That's it. You can stay as long as you need. If you want to stay 6 months, if you want to stay 12 months, if you want to stay 2 years, you can. It's one price, no reoccurring payments, and you can find all of the links below. Now, in the next video, I'm going to be talking about the one character flaw that all problem drinkers have. So don't miss that.